2 years ago, we did the Christmas story. It was an amazing work. He got us an award though. But this year, we just released SIP.
SIP started out as a 3D project. Like I said, we just wanted to like create our next 3D film because we just finished off Christmas story, right? So that was the original idea and from the pitch.
SIP was very, very different because it's a silent movie, so it has to be very expressive and we still have to be able to pass our message without actually saying a word. So it was a bit challenging.
So the reason why we decided to work with that story is because it has an element that connects to this time, which is addiction. Addiction is something that is in our present time, and we were looking at, the best ways to, represent addiction or personify it. So we chose coffee, and coffee kind of, we have some coffee addicts, and we have so many addictions from drugs and what have you, but we decided to go with coffee because coffee is the lightest. At least people can relate to it.
SIP specifically was quite an amazing project. It was a combination of, different ideas and different beautiful experiences that we were able to get from the studio. I remember when we sat down thinking about and brainstorming about the whole idea, with a couple of people who shared similar experiences in the studio. It was so beautiful and we knew that this was something we wanted to create.
Sitting at Comic-Con and watching SIP was for me very, very fulfilling. There was a moment I really was so emotional because I know the growth, I see the growth, and just seeing how much these guys have given themselves to get the art side of the conversation right. It was a 3D with a 2D transition, right? And there was a particular scene that just popped. People loved it, and I really truly love it. I mean, I celebrate them every step of the way.
Telling the story in 3D just helped because we understood that it was just one character, and we wanted to be flexible with the environment. We wanted colors, we wanted a simulation of elements, comical elements as we have in modern day animation, because it's almost like a new wave of thing whereby people are trying to see how they can do mixed medium, 2D and 3D. So we jumped at that concept.
There's been a couple of challenges, going through the modeling, the conceptualization of stuff, but we're able to scale through, being that, what was our major drive was our passion at the studio.
So we came up to a point where like even the 2D team, right, had gone to a tremendous growth, right, where we could now actually consider like, it was the matter of like, we couldn't just let these skills or this expertise that we have just leave it dormant because we want to do a 3D. And our art director checks is always like pushing us and always asking us that we've seen this, how can we make this better?
So we tend to try not to be condescending about thinking maybe other people are not creating better stuffs. So we try to put our all into it, from the modeling to the texturing to the looks. We don't want to grade ourselves with what we see in our immediate environment. So we tend to look outside of the continent to see what the original standard is and try to meet or possibly beat it. So I think the outcome has been fairly what we think it should be. But I think if you are doing something else, it's going to be far better than SIP.
SIP. So I think it was really interesting.
It was inspiring for me, like it was so inspiring. I was happy.
The character for me, I don't know who sat down and actually, thought about that character and brought the character to life. But, I see the character and then I just smile because the guy looks funny, the word is not cocky, but the guy just looks funny, the character looks funny.
Since SIP, it made me know that, okay, we're not just being critics, not constructively, is that we're criticizing these stuffs and then we are paying attention to ourselves and paying attention to our skills. And so it was something new, it was something fresh for me. It was inspiring for me that I can actually do more.